Hello everyone and welcome to a complete playthrough of Anna. I am William and this is brought to you by podcast17.com. Today we're going to be playing Anna, brand new indie adventure horror game. You can get it on Desura for about $8 or $9. If you plan on buying this game, you should probably stop watching this YouTube video right now because we're going to do a complete playthrough. I'm going to show you how to beat the game. It's like a walkthrough. If you get stuck, you can always come back here, and I'm going to show you both endings, the easy ending and of course the harder ending. And yeah, I guess that's about it. I had a lot of fun playing this. I played this about 4 times now. I've recorded a few Let's Plays, but I figured the puzzles are just a little bit too complex, and it was just a lot of me trying to figure it all out. I've been playing this all day. So this is going to be my final playthrough, and in it I'm just going to show you everything that you need to do instead of doing like a blind Let's Play. I rarely do these walkthroughs, but we're going to try to do it anyway. I should say that the game is a little bit laggy for me. I don't know what it is. Anyway, the story will unfold for you. I won't ruin it. I will read. I still recall the ecstasy of the sun piercing through the trees, while our hours elapsed along with the chant of the wind blowing across the mountains. I hoped I had forgotten you forever and ever. Anna, my love. It's the house. It keeps appearing in my nightmares. No doubts. I could count each individual crevice. How did I end up here anyways? I feel as if I have walked into a trance. But I'm beyond the gates by now. I must find out why I keep dreaming of her. I'm in the dire need of answers. Alright. So we start off in this sort of outdoorsy area with this cabin. And we don't know what really to make of it. We are immediately given this door, which if you attempt to use it, it says it won't budge. And if you look above it, and examine the eye above it, this is a magnificent carving. Despite its simplicity, the etchings was masterly crafted. So, Resident Evil style, you gotta probably, you pretty much already assume that you gotta fill in this carving with some sort of glass eye so that the door opens. Taking another look around, you can see another door across the side here. There's some catwalks up top. Under here, there's another doorway, which you can't really open, because there's this, piece of twine around the hinges. Just sort of a backing area with some logs, a tree, a gated area. And you have this stream that powers the water wheel. This is basically a sawmill, so inside we'll see like a little saw, and the water wheel powers the saw. And the stream here, and then there's sort of a sublet stream with some mud. Okay, so where do we begin? First, if we take a look at our inventory, we can see that we have a cigarette lighter, a collapsible hunting knife, an empty canteen, a jotter, which is basically a notebook, and a mobile phone. So, the first thing, and the most obvious thing, I guess, would be to go over to this doorway, and you can't open it because there's this piece of twine, and if you examine it, oops, it says it ties up the door. It shouldn't be that hard to cut. So if we use our knife on the twine, there we go. Done, the rope has been removed. Alright, so let's open this door up. And if we examine inside, it says, can't see anything. I need to find a light. So if we use our cigarette lighter on this little branch here, lights up the room, and we get a mirror shard. So if we open up our inventory and examine this mirror shard, it says, a shard from an oval mirror. The mirror becomes more translucent in the warmth of your hand. Okay. So basically we have the first part of the mirror. We can slot it in the eye hole. Use it up here.
Can you hear it?
And we hear the voice of Anna. Anyway. So the next sort of thing to do is, it's not entirely obvious, but if you examine this muddy pool, it says the water is dark and murky. The bottom of the pond isn't even visible. So the idea is we have to clear out all this gunk and mud from the pond, and if we examine the rock, it says a huge rock is blocking the small channel. So the idea is we have to sort of wedge these rocks out of the way to clear the mud. If we head over by the tree, there's a piece of wood here, so we'll pick that up. And use it on the rock. Undone. And then there's another rock on the other side blocking the stream, which we'll do right now. And once you do that, the mud clears, and alas, another mirror shard. And we'll slot that one inside. Oops. Slot that one inside the oval branch.
We are nothing like you.
So we get another voice of Anne. I can't really make out what she says, and it's not subtitled, though. So if we examine this mirror shard, it says, the notch now resembles an eye, although it's without a pupil. A sinister glow emanates from the iris. Alright, so we have to essentially put a pupil in there. There's these rocks around the area, like this pebble here, that you can pick up, but those are more or less red herrings. I spent a lot of time trying to slot these pebbles into this iris. If you go to the back of the house, there's these pine cones. And if you examine them, it says, in the past years, the locals would have used it to light a fire. So if we pick up one of these pine cones, affix it to the glass thing, and then we light the pine cone on fire. We are given the fire basically burns the lock somehow. I don't know. It's a dream, so it doesn't really matter. The keyhole burst into flames. I must put it out. So we have a canteen, but it's empty. Let's over to the water stream here. Use the canteen on the water. Now the flask is filled. And we have to put out the fire. So we can either, if we try dousing it out here, it's just going to recatch. So we have to put it out in the source. So we'll use the canteen on the source. And it unlocks. So now we can use the door. All the candles in the lamp have been lit. Does someone still live here? Okay, so now we're inside the sawmill. And a quick look around, you can see that everything is sort of dilapidated and broken and run down, but there's still some candles lit. There's a note here, where if we examine it, it says, obsessed by such purity, he stretched out his arm and cut himself with the heated blade. At last he had fulfilled the rite. Only when he had seen his own blood polluted the limped water, he realized he was drowning in the truth. So this will give us an idea of what to do a little bit later on. It pretty much doesn't make any sense to you right now. But if we continue our sort of perusal, we can see that there's a warehouse door here, and it's locked with a padlock. If we examine it, it says, a sturdy padlock bolts the door shut, keeping me from discovering what may lie inside the warehouse. And there's sort of a broken table here with a stuck bone hilt. If we examine the hilt, it says, the hilt is stuck. Nevertheless, I believe I could knock it free with a solid blow. So we use the wood branch on the hilt, and it detaches. So the branch is pretty much useless now, but we can pick up the hilt, and we'll deal with that in a little bit. There's also a drawer here, which is locked. If we examine it, it says, the table drawer. It looks like it's been locked. So we gotta find the key. If we head in here, there's sort of a pond or a puddle, a flooded area of the cabin, and there's this emanating light, which is a little bit strange. If we examine it, it says, an eerie luminescence radiating from the puddle. I'd like to reach its end, but I can't see anything to walk on. And over here in the corner, there's a frame with a hollow in the wall, so peering out the frame is some light. If we examine it, it says, an ordinary rectangular notch, in its center, a tiny hole which filters a weak ray of light. And in the other end of the cabin is the sawmill, the old water saw, which doesn't work. Sort of a ladder here. Up here is the ceiling hatch, which is part of Chapter 3, I guess, if you want to call it that. There's a door, which is locked with 5 eyes. More on that in a little bit. And there is a stove with some fire that's already lit. If we open up the stove here and examine the fire, it says, it's a fire in the stove. It was on when I got in. There's something in the flames. So, we have to put out the flames. And we do that the same way we put out the flames before. So we'll head over to this pond, take our flask, fill it with some water, head over to the stove, use the flask, and put out the flame. And then you can see there's a key. But first, craziness. Earthquake. And basically Anna broke the stove. So we can't use that again until we fix it. Ah, one of the first scare systems. There's this weird person here. He says, I'm stuck, I can't move. There's nothing, like, I can't do anything right now. You're just sort of stuck looking at the ground. I think it's sort of a hint mechanism. There are hints in the game. If I hit H, I get a hint, but this isn't really one of them. Then there's also random scares throughout the game. But eventually we'll be able to move. Come on. Let me go. If we examine this, maybe? There we go. I can move again. Yay. Alright. So we'll head back to the stove here, grab this key. Yeah, creepy sounds from above. And we will use the key on the drawer. Open this up. We get a bunch of leaves, a heap of dry leaves, and a box. So we'll pick up the box. Now if we examine the box, it says a wooden box with a small aperture on the side. It almost resembles a miniature darkroom. That more or less gives you an indication that you gotta put it here. Once you get it on there, you can sort of use it. Oh, wait, examine it, sorry. Two mountains with which I am well acquainted. Castor and Pollux, or the twins. I'm uncertain of which side the sawmill faces them. Also, we have those leaves that I was talking about. So now we're more or less at a standstill, and this is where I had some difficulties. But if you rummage through this pile of logs here, eventually get there. There's a broken sharp fragment, so we'll pick that up. Okay, so we'll open up our inventory again. Examine the sharp fragment. It says, this fragment is unlike the other pieces. In fact, it more closely resembles the blade of a knife. So we'll combine it now with the bone hilt. The two pieces fit perfectly. I've just built some sort of ritual dagger. So this sort of goes back to this this note that we used here. If we examine it now, it makes a little bit more sense. It says, he stretched out his arm and cut himself with the heated blade. Only when he had seen his own blood pollute the limpid water, he realized he was drawing to the truth. So we're supposed to take the ritual knife and heat it. And the thing we have to heat it is a cigarette lighter. And it says, the image of a snake has appeared on the blade. And we can see that here. But it's unclear really at this point what to do with it. We can't cut ourselves, obviously. And this is where I also got stuck. And this is the most ridiculous puzzle of the whole game. Really, it is. You have to go to this sawdust pile and pick it up. And essentially you get like a handful of sawdust. I'm not sure how you're carrying it. It would have been cooler if the developers sort of had a bag lying around, maybe like a bag inside this drawer, and you like put the sawdust in the bag. That might have been a little bit more clear. Anyway, so this is where things get really crazy. You essentially have to use the sawdust on this luminescence, and it's so ridiculous. Here we go. It says the sawdust is depositing on a transparent bridge. So it is now visible. So we're giving ourselves like a bridge, which is so messed up. And if we step out on the bridge, we now see in the bottom left, it's a circle of limpid water. If we examine it, it says, how odd. In the center of the putrid pond, there's a gap in the sludge. The water there looks so pure I could drink it. So, we heat up the dagger. And we use the dagger on the limpid pond. It says a little cut should be enough. And we're greeted with this dude.
Who are you? Doesn't hurt anyone. How did you do that? Wait, don't run off. At least tell me your name.
Okay. So, now that we've got that done, what do we do next? Oh, we go out here, I think. Right. Okay, I remember now. So if we come back through to the saw, we see that these inserts have paintings on them now. And if we examine them, it says there's a niche carved into the wall, there's something drawn inside. So we get like an idea of there's these people here and they're really angry at this chick, and so they force her into the forest. And there's another one here where if we examine it, says, well, those eyes light up, but it says the twin eyes are glowing, they seem embossed, and the people are happy now because the chick's in the forest, I guess? I don't know. So we won't use it quite yet. We'll examine the next one. And then there's the third painting is there's some happy people and some sad people, and the chick's dead now, and this guy's all upset. So we're going to go ahead and use this painting. So again, the story doesn't really make a lot of sense unless you've played it already. So, I mean, when you see the ending, you can always watch the Let's Play again or the walkthrough again to sort of get an idea of what to do, or what it all means. I don't want to really ruin it, so I'm not going to. You'll see at the end. And there's things moving around. Right, the pitter-patter of people upstairs. Oh shit, that always scares me. Okay, so now we're in sort of the hell version of this chapter. There's always like a hell version of every chapter, and things sort of get all red and eerie and stuff. Anyway, it says on the wall here, it says, the death was black, the hatred bronzed, the happiness golden, the solitude silvery, yet the soul lie was white. Okay, so this is really a confusing bit. We got 5 paintings, sorry. 1, 2, 3, and then there's 2 more in the other room now. Once we get out there. 4 and 5. And if we open up our inventory again, we got these heap of tied leaves. Oops. If we use the knife on the leaves, cut the rope, now we have 5 leaves. Alright, so, and there's 5 paintings, and there's 5 eyes, and the door had 5 eyes. So, the text on the wall sort of gives you a hint on what you need to do. The death was black. Well, we got a black leaf. The hatred was bronzed. We got a bronze leaf. The happiness was golden. The solitude silvery, yet the soul lie was white. So we'll start with this one. So you have to sort of guess what this is. And it's more or less obvious that it's hatred. These guys hate this chick, so they're forcing her into the forest. So the hatred was bronzed. So we'll use the bronzed leaf. And slot it in the eye there. This is happiness, so happiness is golden. This one I wasn't too sure about, so I used process of elimination, but this is apparently the soul lie. And I think that one was white. The soul lie was white. And this one's obviously death. I mean, there's tons of dead people. So, death was black. And then finally, this is solitude, because she's all on her own, everybody's dead, everybody's gone, so solitude was silvery.
Can you hear my kid? Can you hear your kid?
I heard an unlocking sound. Alright. Come around now to this door, which is now open. This room is a little bit creepy. I don't know if you can tell in the YouTube video, but there's like this black mass over on the right side, sort of pulsating. We have to push back that black shadow. So there's a bottle of oil here, which we can pick up. And there's an oil lamp. So if we use the oil... Oops. Use the oil on the oil lamp. Lamp's now usable. Oops. And we use the lighter now on the lamp. Pushes back the shadow.
You're a little slow today, eh? You're alright. Had a tick with the missus. Nothing to worry about. Sorry, no, I doesn't remember that. Actually, we still have quite a lot here. Are you sure you're alright?
Okay, and in here there's some plant food and an iron bar. And we got a new painting now of like this dude holding a baby. And all these people are like, oh my god, he's holding a baby. This isn't really immediately obvious what you need to do either. You actually have to take the cool... This was just through process of elimination for me. Take the ritual dagger, burn it, then use it on the painting, and you essentially like stab the baby. And a heart appears. It makes a lot more sense if you know what the ending is. So you pick up the heart, and it says, it beats, I cannot stand it any longer, I should destroy it. So the goal now is to destroy the heart. But in order to do that, we need to first take the iron bar and use it on this padlock to sort of pry it open. And then open this guy up. And in here, there's some larch needles, so we'll pick up some of these. Just one. And spare parts for the stove, so we'll pick that up too.
Where are you? Where are you?
Oh yeah, and then this thing comes up. Okay, so we got the spare parts for the stove. We'll take these, use them up, use it on the stove. Now the stove is somehow magically repaired. It's a dream. And we want to kill the heart, so we're going to use the heart on the stove. And we'll put the larch needles in there too. And then we will take the cigarette lighter and light the stove. So we basically kill off the heart. See you later, heart. Alright, so if you saw that this door now came down, so we can go upstairs into the attic. Okay, so now that we're in the attic, we can take a look around. This is where we came through. And if we just start around a circle in the room, there's a chair here, and if we examine it, it says, the chair appears to be fastened to the floor. I am unable to move it. Okay. And here there's this.
Into a haven from which you will never be able to return.
And here there's this, what's called the symbol of the goddess. It says it's an archaic portrayal of a deity of some divine being. It belongs to the age during which gods and men breathed the same air. So we'll make our way around the room. And as we go around the room, you're going to see these vines, or these roots. The idea is we want to use the plant food on the root to turn them green. And after they're green, if we examine it, it says the root seems to be alive. I can pull it out now. So, pull out the root.
You love her?
Maybe.
Why? Who is she?
I don't know.
Okay, and then there's a trunk here. If we examine it, it says I must find a way to open it, see what it holds. So again, just like with the padlock, we use the iron bar on the trunk. And then inside there is a seed bag. Pick that up. There's another vine here.
Why did you steal the statue from the church?
It's her.
Her? Who?
Her.
Another vine. There's 6 vines in total, so we gotta do this after this 3 more times.
You fear death, and yet you have no qualms about bestowing it.
There's a mirror here. If we examine it, it's covered in filth that I can't even display a reflection.
Why did you destroy it?
You're obsessed. Look at you.
And another vine. So we'll use plant food again. And then here in this wardrobe, if we open it up, there's 2 things actually. It's hard to see the second one, but there's a black dress, which we can pick up. And there's also a veil, which I missed the first time. But anyway, you can pick that up as well. And we...
Why did you destroy it? You don't yourself anymore.
So we'll use the plant food again. This is about where something scary is about to happen. And as we move around on this side, we see 3 masks. The face of truth, if we examine it, it says, "This one disturbs me. It's carved differently from the other masks, and I'm finding myself unable to meet its eyes." So we'll take that. The creepy one, which is, "This mask seems to be alive. It generates a strange energy when touched, making you feel thoroughly linked with nature." Pick that up. And the mask of the assassin, it says, "You killed with love." Pick that up. And there's some boots on the wall, which is basically a red herring.
You are ever closer to me.
Oh, we actually missed it. It was the mask of betrayal, I think, the weird looking one. Pops out, but I think it was clipped in the wall. Anyway, there's one more route here, which we're going to take. And plop down. Now we have to go downstairs, but before we do that... Everything's starting to... The story sort of unfolds as you solve the puzzles. But before we do that, we're going to... And this, again, was through trial and error. First, we're going to use the Mask of the Assassin, which has him put it on. So now we have the Mask of the Assassin on. And if we try using it again to take it off, it says, "I cannot take the mask off. It seems glued to my face." So we have to somehow get the mask off. But we're also going to take the Mask of the Divine, use it with the black dress. It says the vest is merged with the mask, as if they're attracted to each other. Then we're going to use this dress and cue creepy in like 3, 2, 1. And you basically put the dress with the mask on there, and this dude follows you around, which is really fucked up. Alright. So we're going to head back downstairs now, where it's less creepy. The room has changed! I can't tell whether I'm in the same house. I'm wondering what happened to the outside world. So yeah, everything is pretty much different, and we got the mask on, so we get all these eyes everywhere, which is crazy. And you'll also notice that the pictures are gone, and if you examine it, it says it almost looks like a flame. So what we need to do here is, actually, well, first before we do that, let's examine the stove, because the fire's out now. So we can see the ashes of the heart, which we'll pick up. And for these little stools, remember that we picked up 6 vines, and before there were 6 paintings. So you put a vine in the painting, and then because of the fire, you sort of deduct or deduce that you have to set it on fire. So we'll try that. But it says, it doesn't burn. As if inner life is repelling its flame. It should be doused with death. Now, we use the heart, the ashes of the heart, on the root to douse it with death, and then we set it on fire. Okay, so we have to do this 5 more times on all 5 of the inserts. So root, ash, fire. Root, ash, fire. There's 2 more in this room. Root, ash, fire. Uh-oh, something's happening. Oh yeah, the creepy shadow figures. They basically follow you around, but they don't last very long. Okay. Root. Ash. And fire. Oops. One more, and that's back in the old locked room, where we had to stab the baby picture. Oops. Oh yeah, and then in here you'll notice that there's like this painting of this dude, and these hands now, which is really creepy. Anyway, we'll put the root down. Then we'll use the ash. And then we'll use the fire. And the mask falls off. And you'll see that there's like this little insert that comes out, pops itself out. And it looks like you can sort of fit a mask in here. So you pick the mask of the assassin back up and insert it into the hole. And then if you examine it, it says, I can't do that yet, I still have to cover it. So you use the black veil to cover it. And these hands come out, which is crazy. And if we head inside here now, all the fire has gone out except for this one. And this is where I had to use watch another Let's Play, because at this point I was totally confused. But if you look down here at the base of this, there's a wooden basin, which is not that obvious. If you pick it up, it's now gone. And the second thing to do is take the seeds, the bag of seeds, and use it on the water. So that wasn't at all clear for me. Once you do that, this giant tree grows and pokes itself through the ceiling. So, time to go back upstairs, right? So we're gonna find this tree. It's over in the corner.
I won't be able to save you again. Not any of us.
And there's a deformed sapling on the top. It says the tree ends with a child-shaped form. Now all we need to do for it is to begin weaving. So again, take the ritual knife, use it with the lighter, and then use the ritual knife on the baby sapling. And if you examine it again, it says blood is pouring from the wound. Maybe I can collect it. Use the wooden bowl. I have collected some blood. And now, finally, if we head over to the goddess symbol, use the blood. Wait, what? Oh, wait, no, first I think you have to use this guy. Yeah, sorry. First you have to use him. There we go. Sorry about that. And then you enter the hell dimension or whatever, the dark dimension of this area. Then you should be... There's the gleaming goddess, okay. So if you examine it, it says there's still something missing to liven her up. So you use the blood-filled bowl. It says, my sweetest mother, once upon a time I quenched my thirst from thy breast. Today I shall pay the price of that forgotten memory. So if we use it again, it says, Anna just given me her key. It's up to me whether to decide to go and meet her or to flee. So we got two options. And this is where a save game comes into play. Which I already have one. So, I just want to make sure that I have it still. Yeah, it's called ending. Okay, so I'll show you the fleeing ending, which is the easiest one, the most obvious one. So if we check our inventory, we got Anna's key. And this door was locked before. I don't know if I said that. Anyway, use the key on the door. And we get the easy ending. I made it! How strange is the forest tonight. It's thrilling me. Maybe I feel so bad because of what I've just discovered in there. Such a gorgeous girl killed in that way. Maybe she was the same girl I met in the woods. The day I injured myself.
Bloody hell.
She was so full of grace and gentleness. But then I think I was engaged already. I can't even remember to whom. It's hard not to think about you even now. I see red flames. And the wind whispering in the creepy verses. Something fearsome is lurking in the woods. I wasn't able to flee. I'm hers, corrupted in body and mind. Okay, so that's essentially the bad ending. Or the fake ending. So we'll load our ending save here. Okay, so in our ending save, what we're going to do is, in order to trigger the real ending, you just have to sort of walk around the room. So I'm just going to walk around the room, and eventually the room will change into a different, sort of a different state. So I'm just going to walk around here, and you can enjoy the rain or whatever. Hopefully nothing scary happens. Normally this would happen as you're solving the puzzles. When I did my first playthrough, this happened pretty early on, like even before I went back downstairs, because the area is just so difficult. This whole game is so difficult. But once you know what to do, you can finish it fairly quickly. And I think there's a third ending, but like I was watching Let's Plays and they're saying that the ending that I'm about to show you is the third ending. So I don't know what the first ending is. Anyway, if somebody wants to let me know, put it in the comments. Tell me how to get it. I was just really, to be honest, I was just too lazy to look it up somewhere else. And it's getting dark outside, so I can't play a scary game when it's getting dark. So, hopefully I can put this away. Oh, I've never seen this before. Huh. Creepy. That's me in the mirror. I've never seen this. I wonder what the mirror did. Here we go. I can see myself here now for the first time I met you. So he's starting to come into a realization of what happened. And the room is really cluttered now, full of these like weird glass shards and stuff. And now you can see the door on the floor, which it had an outline before, you just couldn't interact with it. So if we use Anna's key on the door on the floor, we head down in the cave. It says, "Your devoted servant has gained access to thy womb again. My beloved, I can no longer hide myself." This part is a pain in the ass. Okay, so we got 4 mirrors and a central mirror. 4 mirrors are redirecting light. First thing to do is to angle the mirrors so that they're all facing the central mirror. Like that. So we have to do this 4 times. And you'll know they're in the right position because you can't use them anymore. It says I can't move it anymore, so it's sort of, again, process elimination, especially for this part. So the mirrors almost look like they can hold these masks. So you use the face of truth on the light, and then you pick it back up. And essentially you have to keep using the masks on the mirrors until you can't use the masks anymore. So if we use the face of truth again, it says nothing happens to the light. So we have to use a different light. I can't remember the order because it's really long. Oops. So we're just going to sort of go through this. Nope, that mirror rejects that face, so we try this one. Mirror rejects it. And I don't know if there's a pattern. There we go. Okay, so that one's now colored. There we go. Okay, so I think we go back to this one now. Nope, maybe not. If anybody knows the pattern or what's the reasoning for it, because right now I'm just going through a process of elimination, right? Or there we go. Okay, that one's good. Oops. God damn it. Mirror rejects it. Can we use this one? There we go. I think that might be it. Let me just check. Tries the face of truth. Okay, it says the light beams seem to be in the right position. Once you get to that point, you can put the face of truth on this one. And it'll make a light bridge for you. Which sort of brings you over to the other side of the cave. It says those drawings were telling her story. And mine as well. So the painting started with everybody was happy, and then this guy's wife died, and then they chased her into the forest, and then I think she killed everybody, and then she was all alone. So that was the story, the order of the paintings. So now we can go deeper into the cave. And the cave is a little bit of a maze, so I apologize if I get lost. I think I go right first. Let's see. Yeah, this one is the... Okay. He says, that's me. It was me all along. And there's all these statuettes, which is really weird. So we'll continue around. If we go down here, there's a black mass, just like that black shadow before. There's nothing we can do about it right now. Okay, so there's two pathways here. We'll go down this way first. I can now remember every moment we spent together. Each caress. Even the last one. The cave is painful because you move so slow in it. And especially if you don't know what you're doing, it's just like, I don't want to be doing this anymore. Anyway, okay, so we'll use... Oh, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. There's an eye of stone in here. Examine it. It says, you stare at me, and yet you know why I am here. Soon, I too shall learn this. So we use the collapsible knife on the stone to get the eye out. We head over to this face slash statue thing. This is the creepiest face in the whole game. Yeah, set that as your background. It says, the sculptor took great care in rendering those menacing teeth. So what we have to do is we take the eye of stone, put it in its mouth. It sort of chomps on it a little bit. And it becomes a live eye. So we pick up the live eye. And we head back to the stone bit over here. And we put the live eye in the piece. So something's happening. Where are those noises from? There's a maelstrom of thoughts in my head. This place is telling me my own story. Was I married then? And now, if we head back down this way, I think it's down, yeah, it's down here. There's a light bending the corner. It seems a candle. When I stole her statue from the church, there were a lot of candles, as if they were singing Ring Around a Roses around Anna. My wife became blind with jealousy. Blithering idiot, woman, oops. Nobody else can ever be, or nobody would be good as Anna. Nobody else can ever be. Candles, an ocean of candles. They are piercing my eyes. I remember what happened as if it was just happened right now. The candles outlined her marble body, so white and pure. The woman dared to deface it with a hammer. Curse her. I still feel my body shivering in anger. I found you. My darlings. I had to do it. I should have. You were screaming. I could not bear it anymore. But I'm here now, and I'll protect you. Forever and ever. And then her face gets all filled in. Here and now, I meet my destiny. No one will ever separate us again. You are as beautiful as I remembered. And I still love you. And I love you still. So that's it. The music is a little loud, so I don't know if you can hear me, but that's Anna in a nutshell. So thanks for watching this walkthrough. Hopefully it helped you. Hopefully it didn't spoil the game. I mean, well, obviously it did spoil the game, but hopefully you didn't watch through the whole thing thinking it was not going to spoil the game. So support developers. Let Dream Painter know you like their sort of indie projects and sort of their adventure stuff, and drop them a few dollars over on Desura. And overall, I think it was a good experience. The puzzles were a little bit out there, you know, but all in all, it was fun. So I'm gonna let the credits play out. Check out Podcast 17. Check out all sorts of other cool stuff. See you guys next time.